Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Starseed Activations. Welcome, Mary. Thank you so incredibly much for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, excellent. So, what we like to do is we start with an Om. Now, an Om allows us to open our hearts, to expand our levels of awareness, allowing you to ground and connect into the higher self. It also allows the star people to form a thought grid surrounding all individuals throughout all time and space. This then allows for any questions that are in alignment for all individuals watching to then form into the consciousness of the channeled session. We wish for each of you to take a deep breath in. And one more deep breath in. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, star people. Thank you for channeling with us tonight. Thank you. Yes.
Let's just go on in
It
and laugh.
was you that started laughing this time. Usually it's me. It's not me this time.
I guess we're gonna go into the book now. Page
Perfect.
page 83. It's the keys to my ascension. A further explanation of inward shelling and recalibrating the outward chords.
Chords.
Inward shelling is the process of focusing on the eternal circumstances during a trauma based emotional expression. This is the consciousness's way of healing the self and expanding outward in time. This inward focus of the consciousness slipstream is a type of source frequency lens adjustment, which focuses on the Kundalini channel systems on the inside of the biological form. This type of focus may be summoned during traumatic events, yet may also be focused during transition periods of recalibration.
Beautiful. So the source frequency lens is located directly above the crown chakra. It's a little bit up. The star people refer to it as a form of a star gate. Now, this is important because we always speak about the three ring systems. You have the first ring, which makes up the complete biological form, the secondary ring, which includes any and all energetic information on your civilization. Any person, place, or thing outside of the biological form is energetically encoded into the location ring. The third degree of this ring system includes your universal solar system information. We refer to this ring as a civilization ring. The source frequency lens, which is located above the crown chakra, advances a type of light into the refractal systems. This, dear ones, allows for changes or modifications to the ego or conscious mind. What this looks like, dear ones, during certain lower frequency experiences. This lens system may shift from a wide perspective into a single or solitary perspective. This allows for the primary individual to focus on the entire civilization or on the self. Changes or modifications to the source frequency lens may also change the light felt from the individual. This light is the aura field in its essence. However, there is different angles which may be modified in order to shift the reality simulation codings. The process of inward shelling is when the primary individual sinks into a lower frequency. The source frequency lens then sends a direct beam down the center soul tubule. This allows for that individual to be aware more inside of the body. Not having the ability to look or see outside the body generally may start a process of allowing the biological form to manifest any densities, any distortions, such as an illness. This individual may be experiencing a type of severe traumatic emotion. This emotion is being cast by the higher self in order to allow the primary individual an opportunity to heal said emotional imprint. When the individual then focuses on the self, releasing that emotional imprint then will start to shift the source frequency lens, allowing for that level of awareness to then shift. The individual may seem to be healed. She or he may then start to go back out into the civilization, allowing for different social opportunities to become manifest. For everything starts in the energetic field, dear ones. Each of you are able to make changes or modifications to the emotional signature held. That emotional signature held then changes or modifies the light refractal systems. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Star.
Yeah, my knee was messed up for a while, and then I started releasing a lot of stuff, and now it's better. Both knees are actually better.
Yes.
So
Yes,
I
I
know
was
what
a
you're
cripple.
saying.
Yeah, same thing.
I feel like stuff is happening in my life from this book.
Yeah. I tell everyone it's an activator, right? You can't make this up. You
No,
read
I'm
it,
saying,
there's frequencies, and it activates your level of awareness. So when I say it's an activator, it literally is, because whether you are releasing the density in the darkness, which then allows your level of awareness to shift up. And when you shift your level of awareness into the next brick of consciousness, new information is going to come into your awareness. So it levels you up that way. But some of the, it's a lot of the information inside of it, it's like you can't unring a bell. And the second that you hear something, it's there, it's in the subconscious memory. Whether or not you're in alignment to receive it, it doesn't matter. Because a lot of the times I put this out on YouTube. All the books, the actual books, the two of them, I put them out on YouTube in an audio format so everyone can listen. If you take that and you just listen to it while you're asleep, it hits the subconscious mind. And then when your awareness is ready for the information, it unpacks and expands into your physical reality. And so a lot of times people get activated like that. They may read something or see a page, and all of a sudden they didn't know what it means, but 6 months from now they became in alignment. And in the now moment, when they needed it, they had a flashback, which brought them back to the moment of them reading the page, and then they just got it, like a light bulb went off. So there's many different ways of activating the consciousness. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
The next page is page 84, activating full dominion. Full dominion is the resonance of controlling the outward ring structures. This allows all plants, animals, insects, and location itself to be controlled by the individual light stream consciousness. Full dominion is activated directly inside the heart chakra and the physical heart itself. For each fear must be overcome during density removals, calibrations allowing for the heart to remain steady and slow paced. Broadcast a full love light spectrum to radiate outward from the upper heart chakra and allowing emotion code of unity to be held inside the biological form.
Yes. So, and this is true. This is all part of the ascension process. This does not mean that we have to be perfect and that we have to master every single fear and every single emotion right now. But that just means that we are being guided to place focus and attention on our fears so that we may start to release them. What this looks like is your heart controls the entire simulation outside of you. So if you are engaged in any activity and your heart generates fear, many times we feel the emotion of your heart jumping into the throat. So we can identify that the heart can jump this way, but the heart actually goes front to rear as well. When we experience a severe fear, the heart actually pulses out the rear of the heart chakra and it imprints the energetic grids, which then sends that fear to a type of void energy, which is connected to our solar systems and the black hole systems. This then imprints the biological field with a cycle repeat. So, any and all fears that we walk, the universe itself is going to remanifest that experience over and over again in different cycle repeats in order for us to release the fear. So when you are walking through a fear, the star people have taught me to do my best and hold love and hold gratitude for the fear without trying to be perfect, because that's an illusion. It's just to try. Hold that unconditional love for whatever experiences that we walk through. The more and more we place the focus and attention on doing that, and also this even goes right into forgiveness, forgiving all the people who have caused you harm, forgiving yourself for all of the traumas that you have walked through. When we start to place this level of awareness into our life, we start to heal ourselves, and then we are able to touch into a higher frequency because we are choosing what emotions to then resonate. The more and more we start to radiate unconditional love, forgiveness, and we start to hold that excitement for, whatever it is that's your highest passion, the more and more you guys can do that, it unlocks the crystalline realms for all of us, because we would need about 3% of the Earth's population in order to shift the entire consciousness. Now, that being said, you may include 3 individuals, and 3 individuals can shift the entire reality that those 3 people are sitting in at any given moment. That is how strong and how powerful our manifestation abilities are. And I'm talking like you can change the sky from blue to purple. We can do this. This is very real. There's different forms of meditation which unlock different levels of perception inside of our mind. Different forms of breath work can show you things. The human eye only sees a very small fragment of what is actually here. The more and more we start to go inwards and we start to release the things that hurt us, the fears that we have, and we start to send unconditional love at our bodies, at our life, at every single aspect of what makes you you, just send it all love. And it's okay to go through the darkness. It's okay to have those experiences. And it's okay to love yourself. But the more and more we start to focus on this, we start raising our biological frequency, and it starts to put us in alignment to receive more and more extrasensory abilities to expand and unpack into your waking physical reality. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
I was laughing when I was reading the book because somebody was tickling me on my nose,
That's a star people.
trying to make me mess up. I know I just feel it. And I'm like, man,
Yeah.
I'm not going to mess up. So,
You're fine. Well, you know why? Because do you worry about messing up?
yes.
There you go. So, right? There you
Yep.
have to, you may choose to release that fear. Because in all reality, all of the people who show up on our video, they're love and light. They want to
Yep.
know how to ascend. And the way to ascend is to just be grateful, right? Not to try and be perfect, to be grateful for the now moment, to have the most amount of fun that you can have, and to be real, right? It doesn't matter if you say the wrong thing. None of that matters. The only thing that matters is you haven't. And I saw an orb. You guys saw it too, probably. It just like shot right in front of you, right when I said that. It doesn't matter. What matters is that we show up and we're trying to help people. And we're bringing information that people are going to take and they're going to use and they're going to change their lives for the better. That's the only thing that really matters, right? We rise together as one family. It's beautiful.
When you saw that orb, they were tickling the other side of my nose.
I'm so grateful that you could feel them. So amazing.
Okay, the next one is reflections of the inner child. The inner child reflects in a multitude of ways and patterns expressed. All childhood traumatic imprints contain safe spots and resurface in order to heal or witness polarity. Completion events. Healing these imprints shall unlock suppressed gifts from the higher self. Some childhood experiences may be perceived as being locked. This happens when traumatic imprints require clearing prior to activation of childhood joyful talents. Once the trauma base coding is released, it allows those suppressed talents to resurface for further expression.
Yes. So, and this goes deep because we start with the inner child healing, but the truth is that it is any younger version of yourself. So it could have been you yesterday who walked through something very traumatic, and then all of a sudden you may choose to heal it. And the way you heal it, I always tell everyone to close your eyes because it allows your mind to focus. But some people don't have to do that. Some people do it, while they're going for a walk, and that's okay too. Every one of us is different. When you just start to put the focus and attention on your memory, whatever version of you experienced a trauma is the one you want to put the focus on. Very similar, Mary, to you putting the focus on the knee and calling forward any emotions that are stored in the knee. We do this with the past versions of ourselves. Sometimes you may even pretend or may visualize a past life. Now, once again, we don't need proof to feel or to see if that past life is real. We don't need the proof. What is a past life telling you? Is a past life hurt? Is it upset? None of that matters. What matters is the emotion codes. How does that emotion code make you feel? You just pull up an imaginary person, right? So you say like Roger Rabbit. He had the emotion code of sadness. Okay, this was you in a past life. Okay, you close your eyes. How does that emotion make your body feel? If there is any tension, any tightness, if you feel something like jump up into your throat like a knot, if you may feel something shift and now all of a sudden your shoulder hurts, what that is telling you is that there's something there that you can heal. And because in the now moment you are focused on that emotion code, that is your higher self guiding you, saying, right now is the moment that we can heal this emotion code because this is where your focus is. So we're going to open it, we're going to unpack it and expand it and see how does it make you feel. Now, as you're going in, even if it's that inner child, how does that inner child make you feel? How does that version of you who walked through that trauma feel? If they're hurt, if they're upset, talk to them. And yes, you could talk to them like they are a separate person, even if they're inside of you, like the inner child. You can give the inner child a hug. You could tell the inner child, you're safe. I'm not going to leave you. I'm going to be here. I'm going to support you and guide you. I will never leave you. I will always protect you. You tell your inner child that. Now, what happens is the younger version of yourself who walked through that trauma has a stored emotion somewhere in the cells of your body. When you start to have a communication with that younger inner self, then all of a sudden you heal it. The stored emotional imprint inside of your body then releases. Now, the second that we release a trapped emotion, your nervous system net allows clean energetics to free flow through the net system once again. This in turn starts to allow your whole body, mind, and spirit in the now moment to successfully heal itself. The more and more we can go into the actual body and the consciousness, and we can start to release any and all trapped emotions, it cleans the nervous system net. Your nervous system net stores emotional imprints as well as thought forms. Thought forms are electrical in their nature. They run up and down the nervous system net. The nervous system net is electrical as well as plasma and is connected to magnetic resonances. We are electrical magnetic beings. However, there is also a very high degree of plasma in our bodies, our minds, and the entire solar system and the world outside of us. This plasma pulls through the star field and your energetic grid structures, and it makes up the foundations of the physical matter coding grids, dear ones. Allowing the primary individual to change, modify, or heal allows the nervous system net to then expand different levels of awareness, which include a new light spectrum. For instantaneous manifestation is readily available to express now. Each individual watching may start to change or modify the internal circumstances. These circumstances are the emotional imprints, the way your body, mind, and spirit handles different expressions of your physical reality. When each of you changes, you may notice outward reflections then shift into a more positively aligned reflection. Thank you.
Thank you.
Star.
Hi, everybody who said hi in the chat. Hi, Monique. Hi, Enlightened. Hi, Lynn. Hi,
Hi,
Connie.
Connie.
And
Oh.
Nancy said she was on vacation. She's
Let me
traveling.
scroll up.
She's traveling.
Nancy, where are you traveling? I'm in Pennsylvania. Let me know if you come this way.
The next one is angular expressions.
Okay.
Each individual consists of a light refractal system. The light refractal system allows for angular expressions and manifestations, which may start to generate different distortions experienced. These distortions change the physical reality and give the illusion of separation. The distortion is a density field that discolors the flow of the light refractal. These distortions may manifest any experience in order to perceive a physical reality. Distortions may be considered a lower frequency range. Each individual is pure light and in the highest calibration, experiencing a physical reality, allowing for a slowing of the light into a denser time space reality, which grants a perception of a 3D existence.
Beautiful. So I'm going to show this image. I'll show you guys on the side. And it really is a light coming into a triangle. And then this is a rainbow. So you guys can see. That's actually how our light system works. However, we have two triangles. So one is up and one is down, and they both are counter rotating, which means they're both going a different way. The center soul tubule is coming down through the crown chakra all the way down the primary chakra systems, and it is then reflect outwards, which makes up the entire physical reality. The angular expressions, we are actually able to go into the primary chakra systems. So we'll take the pineal gland. This is the first one here. We're able to go right into what is known as a 0 point. It is located directly in front of the pineal gland, and it basically is like, the star people are saying it's like a void space. It's like a space where the light comes down, and then we're able to change or modify the ring system inside the center of the pineal gland, except it's in all of the primary chakras. Now, once again, this goes into the ring system where there's 3 degrees of the rings, 3 degrees in the source frequency lenses. So when this comes down into the pineal gland, we can then shift the flow of light into one of the rings outside of the body. What this looks like is, let's say, many of you guys may have seen that your chakras can be overflowing with too much energy or can not have enough energy. The ring system allows you to control the flow of light that is refractalized out your physical body. This, dear ones, includes 3 separate lenses inside the center soul tubule of each chakra system. Each one of these lenses may be changed, allowing for an expression of more or less light to free flow through that chakra subsystem. However, there are different angular expressions which may also be energetically cast into the center of each chakra system. This, dear ones, allows for an emotional expression to be energetically sent through the chakra subsystem. This allows for each individual to change or modify any aspect of the physical reality. For if you are able to cast an emotion code of excitement into the pineal gland, you may then see more excitement reflect back at you from the simulation coding grids. For everything is a mirror reflection of the frequency that is stemming from within the self. Changes or modifications to the center soul tubule allows for any modifications to your physical reality to become observed. You may imprint the center soul tubule in a variety of ways. Subliminal messages or programming is one such way. Hypnotism is another such way. However, the process of meditation allows direct access into this system. Located within the pineal gland is a control system as well. This control system, the primary individual must facilitate a type of back step. This back step allows the conscious ego mind to be pulled back into the biological form, allowing that individual to then change or modify not only the flow of light, however, each energetic may be changed or modified in the control center. For example, dear ones, each item in your reality coding contains an energetic signature. The primary individual may then shift. The process of changing may then allow the primary individual to observe that modification to that item. If you drive a brown car, you may activate the control system. You may then change the color of your car to blue. That is how this system works. All biological functions may also be controlled through accessing the control system. Thank you. Thank you, Star People.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
I guess we're going to continue.
Yeah.
Higher levels of awareness. A higher level of awareness allows the primary individual to see angles of the experiential moments and view the secondary perception through a separate entity's viewpoint. Allowing this perception to manifest allows the reflection of the self to become embodied. This allows for the third party player viewpoint to become expressed. Observations of the now moment shall allow deeper knowledge in the self to become evidently aware and shall allow for spinning of timelines to fully form.
Okay. So every single experience that we have, let's say you're with let's take this live stream. I'm sitting here in my dimensional expression, my house, tuned into the computer system. Mary's on her end, her house, across the country, tuned into her computer system, yet we're co-creating the now moment together. Higher levels of awareness allow me to see from my eyes and her eyes, allowing both consciousnesses, even her, she could see from mine at the same time. We both activate at the same time, and allowing us to become aware of all of the emotions the other person is having during the now moment creation. This is of high value because it has been reported that during the moment of death, we go through a type of life review where you may see all of the connections you've had with all of the other people. You may see from their eyes. So certain cultures on our planet will tell you, if you cause harm to, let's say, an insect, you may have to experience the death of that insect from their eyes. And what it is it's a higher level of awareness where you are seeing from the secondary individual's eyes the now moment where you are co-creating together. And it's a beauty, it's a gift, because it allows you to see all the different way that the light is flowing and creating the now moment expression. This is important because we're also able to go back in time. So for example, if you've gotten into a fight when you were in middle school, right, you could go inwards into the internal circumstances of what makes you you, and through that meditation you can go back in time. You're able to see through the eyes of your younger self, and then you're able to see all of the other people, and it really, your level of awareness will either allow you access into one body vessel or 10. It really just depends on what degree you've unlocked, but we are able to go in and we're able to see the entire experience from all of the different angles, and then to digest it all, for better for worse. That's the word that came through, is digest it all, to process it, to see it, and to comprehend, why did it happen? Why did it unfold the way it unfolded? What contracts did the other people have, that why did they have to manifest it? So it's like, but it allows you to see everything. And the second that you're able to have that level of awareness where you are seeing that entire experience unpacked in that manner, you truly are at like a high level where everything is one, everything is connected. And then there's no anger or animosity for the other people who were involved in that expression or creation or argument. There's just unconditional love, because you realize that they were fulfilling their contracts. They were fulfilling what they needed to have an experience for them to learn, as you were having the same experiences that you needed for you to learn. And everyone being connected, it allows the micro moments of time to be expanded. So this was something the star people had showed me, where they had slowed down my perception. So we see through time and space, and it's like the now moment. We know what this looks like. We could slow it down. And when you slow it down, it's like it's an awareness. How does my body feel? How does my feet feel? How does, this feel? How does the air feel? Is the air cold? Is the air warm? Is there any smells? All these different senses, having the awareness of every single sense that's running right now in the now moment, and then being able to configure all of that, because it's all information, and to be able to pull all of that knowledge apart and say, this is why it manifested, because I had this emotion and it was stored over here, and I had this emotion was over here. This is how I felt. This is why it manifested during that exact moment in time and space. That is the level. The star people are at a higher level than that. That's like the basic, they're saying right now. But to be able to have that, just that knowledge that that's the way the system works, and to shoot for it. Because the second that you can tell yourself, yes, this is real, yes, I could meditate, I can go into the past or my younger self, and I could see all of it from different angles. And then I could comprehend why, and then I could forgive it. And then I could forgive not only me and the angles that I was holding, but I can also remove the attachments off the secondary people who were there. So this has been something that the star people had taught me, and the real people in my life. They said that any attachment that I clear for myself, I can also clear it from the secondary individuals who were with me at the moment I received those attachments, so that I'm able to also assist removing the attachments from my friends. Uh, Now that was really interesting. And when we did it, it was like, wow, instantaneously, it was like, here's the attachment, here's my friend. Okay, we both had it, and I was able to release it off of them. Yeah, which is beautiful. I heard there's a seed of life behind me. I paint them. Yeah.
Yeah, Caroline's seeing the seed of life everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, you are? I like doing the sacred geometry because, it gives a certain frequency. And, when you put it in your bedroom, that frequency then radiates out into the entire room, raising the frequency of your location. And it's just by seeing it, by having it in the space. I gave away a crystal once, and you don't think it's a big deal. And then all of a sudden, when you're shown, well, you gave away this crystal, and this is how it affected your life, not having it, it was like, wow. So every piece of art works the same exact way. There's a frequency that's there, and that's affecting your energetics in every single manifestation that you do. Not to say to hold on to things too tightly, because the star people have also taught it's okay to give things away and release them. It's beautiful. But just to be aware, every single thing that we own, it has an effect on our bodies and our full manifestations. Yeah.
Awesome. Next page is 89, Unity Consciousness. My favorite.
All
Unity
of our favorites.
Unity consciousness contains many different spiritual and metaphysical qualities that allow the singular soul light stream the availability to select the manifestation of ascension through many different viewpoint angles and lenses. This allows an expression of many souls on a planetary body experiencing different perspectives and realities, all during the now moment collective consciousness experience. All souls are connected into the unified matrix field of geometric light patterns.
Read the next one, too.
These light patterns allow for different angles of thought to free flow through the minds and hearts of each sentient being. Thought form processes enhance different expressions of the same thought. This allows for multiple interpretations of each thought manifestation. Hence, each individual embodies a separate reality of thought while collectively viewing a one world perspective.
Yes. So, and this was exactly what we just touched into. So, unity consciousness is truly what many, not all, but many star seeds are here on this planet in order to help facilitate for Mother Earth and the ascension of the planet, as well as all beings on the planet or energetically tied to the planet. They're not tied, they are corded through ethereal cords and karmic resonances. So it's like they have skin in the game, right? That's how this works. Unity consciousness is something that has already been on this planet a very long time ago. However, it is something that has cycle repeated. So it was here, it was activated, and then the consciousness fell. Usually, the consciousness will fall, but then still continue to go up. It doesn't really fall it doesn't normally fall back down to zero. On this planet, it fell back down to zero. What are you going to do? So that process of having it, like we had to start all over, right? We had to start all over, release, and go through the process of waking up. Now, there were different levels where, star seeds were sent here and they were affected. And then, if you guys read Dolores Cannon, I haven't really engaged too much of her material. I do recognize that she does speak about the waves of star seeds who were sent to the planet. And she received this information through putting people under hypnotic trances and allowing that information to be channeled through the star seeds themselves. And she's done hundreds of people. So the message was clear. The star people or the extraterrestrial races had figured out a way to send souls here to raise the frequency of the planet without intervening in, our own growth and ascension. Because if you just came down and solved all the world's problems, what would we learn? Would we truly ascend to the highest degree if we had intervention to that nature? The easiest way to do it was to send the star seeds down. Now, during the process of sending the star seeds down, being incarnated into the human experience allowed us to be human, to have the birth, to go through all of the lower frequencies. And the beautiful thing about it is that touching into all of the darkness, it allows us to slingshot into the light realms. And the more and more we can forgive and we can heal, the more and more we start to activate unity consciousness on the micro level. That means activating unity consciousness starts from within the self. So when we go inside, we start to activate it. You, as the one singular unit of consciousness, you may start to become more telepathic. You may start to have conversations with your children where the children are reading your mind as you are having the thought. That's unity consciousness. The more and more and more you can activate it in yourself and your life, the more it will then shift, and the outer reflections of your civilization are going to show more activations of unity consciousness. Unity consciousness also includes things of our eyes get to see different colors that are not innate to a 3D reality. It is a whole new perspective. It is a whole new bandwidth of colors that looks very vibrant, very colorful. Sometimes in life, we may have experienced, or anyone who has engaged in different types of breath works, you may have seen sparks of color. You may have seen it. I can see through the simulation. There are days when the solar energies are high, and there are days when the solar energies are a little bit lower. When the solar energies are higher, you could see there's something that changes outside. And it's like an innate knowing, oh, we're definitely, something is here. There's more here than we can see. That being said, that's only one sense, is the sense of sight. We have other senses, and other senses can tell us to feel. You may have received like an intuitive knowing, not to turn right because maybe something, dastardly would have happened. That's a knowing. So some people sense in that way. Other people, they may hear. They may hear a little voice inside their mind to tell them not to turn left or turn right. There's different levels of this. Every single one of us are going to activate extrasensory abilities very differently, depending on what traumas we're holding, depending on what alignments we have. Some people, so during my sessions, I've had this come across where there was one lady and she had the extrasensory ability to maintain a fluid dynamic. The star people are using the word fluid dynamic, but what it was her pens never ran out of ink. And I told her, well, I channeled through and I was like, do you never run out of fluid? I was like, the star people saying you never run out of fluid. And she was like, yes, my pens and the artwork, they never run out of ink. She's always wondering how it's happened. And there were other things too. And the star people then channeled through and they said that is because you are controlling the amount of fluid in the now moment that you are expressed in this. But it's deeper than the pens. It was happening in other things too in her life. That's an extrasensory ability. It is the ability to control the matter coding grids, which allows you to experience a now moment of having a select level of ink in the pen. Just like the star people were telling you, you can go inwards and you could change a coding grids to allow the brown card to shift to blue. Well, the truth of the matter is that you can change anything in your waking world. Modification of time and space is only one said ability, which we already know we can control because when you're very happy and excited, time seems to go very rapidly. But when you're very sad and upset, time seems to go very slow. That's showing us it's an identification. Okay, our emotions control time and space. Well, now I'm telling you guys, through going inwards, through accessing the control system or the 0 point, which is located inside of the heart, although there are several other 0 points as well, but the primary one is within the heart because there are tachyon particles which connect up to the higher self, which then go above time and space. When we start to open and expand different levels of awareness and we go inward, we start to take control of the light we are reflecting into the outward simulation codings. This then, dear ones, allows for you to change or modify any aspect of your physical reality, including allowing instantaneous manifestations. Unity consciousness is heaven, in a sense, dear ones, for it allows each individual to be in their own world among worlds expression. Thank you, Star People.
Thank you.
And then we co-create. So Star People were like, wait a second, you're in your own reality timeline bubble. which is your own dimension. Every single one of us is in our own dimension. In your world, we can have 5 people standing together in one spot. Everybody sees the different experience. Whatever happened in the world, everyone may see it differently. You may see different colors. You may smell different senses. The reticular activating system, it triggers you to see different areas of the hologram differently, depending on your alignments. We're all in our own individual world, literally. Whatever it is that you're in alignment to receive is what you are going to perceive in your world. Other people have their own alignments. You two could be standing together and you could be experiencing a totally different world. This is how we see it too, because, in the beginning of my mission, of my life and my spiritual awakening, I had learned about conspiracy information first. Now, I don't really go deep into that rabbit hole these days because I comprehend the type of beings that we are and that we can override any of that stuff. But in the beginning, my thoughts and my feelings were everybody has to know. And the star people said, they kept telling me over and over, no, they don't. They don't have to know because that is in your world. And in your world, you know. And the way you transcend all those emotions is by neutralizing it and sending it love. And then all of a sudden, it's just going to disappear from your life. And I've done this over and over again with different topics that have come up. Oh, okay, it's here, it's dark. I send it love. I hold neutrality. And then all of a sudden it's gone. It's disappeared. We're called to do that because in end times, right? It's like we have all of this darkness that's coming up. It's bubbling up to the surface for recalibration. This is in our bodies. We may see it in our own not little lives, our own individual lives first. And then we see it reflecting out into the civilization. When we can identify, okay, here it is in my own life. And now I'm seeing something very similar happen in the civilization 6 months to a year later. You can identify the energy came, it radiated through you, and it started to show you the mirror reflections of it being healed. Send it light, send it love. We are called to send love to every single item in the reality, whether it's your body, it's your art, whether it's the flower, the grass outside, it doesn't matter. Send it to every aspect that you see in this world. And it allows you to raise the frequency of the outside world. And by sending that love inside, it raises your frequency of your internal circumstances, which controls the light that radiates through you. The more and more we start to do this, it activates that unity consciousness. Now, telepathy, telekinesis, teleportation, these are only some of the abilities. Levity, having the ability to fly without using any sort of technology, that's very real too. We have different monks who have reported. Now, once again, the monks have dropped into different meditations. They shift a magnetic resonance. We already know the heart, we are electrical magnetic beings. Your heart controls your emotions. Your emotions are magnetic in their nature. If you are able to tune into the correct magnetic field, and you are then able to push it and expand it outwards a physical body, you can generate levity. Levity is the opposite of gravity. It allows levitation. So the extrasensory abilities, they are just frequencies. That is all that they are. Your frequencies are controlled by your emotions and your thoughts. Your thoughts cast the emotions. The emotions control all extrasensory abilities. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Is that your camera?
Huh?
Are you making that noise?
That's my air condition comes on.
Ah, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Not my train. I was like, my train already passed.
Yep. Did you want to do another page or it's already
We could call it. So yeah, because we did a bunch. We are doing the shadow work Zoom tonight at 8:30. Anybody who wants to come, it is complimentary. You guys can just send an email in to daniellelipton.com and I will send you guys the shadow work Zoom link. Thank you so incredibly much, Mary, for coming.
tell them about your workbook?
The workbook. So over the next couple of weeks, we will be focused in the workbook. It is my multi-dimensional healing workbook. So it's very, very interesting because it goes into like every single emotion that we can have as from the human experience, different meditations, how to unlock things, how to heal things. It's beautiful. Mary, you've done it. How did you like it?
I love it. I get mine tomorrow. My favorite page is the Bliss Your Body page.
Which is it's right in the beginning of the book, and it's how to send that unconditional love and bliss into the body, into the food as well. Mary and I were just talking about that, and really how to hold excitement, because the second that you can touch into excitement, you're able to energetically cast that emotion of excitement or bliss into any item, person, place, or thing. It's beautiful. So we are going to be starting to go over the workbook in the shadow work Zooms. We'll be taking it page at a time and different topics and to go through it.
And
It'll
you
be
can pull it
fun.
up on the screen, right? You can pull it up. You know how to pull it up on the screen?
For the shadow work Zoom,
Yeah.
we'll probably just read it. We could try. I mean, I'm sure there's a way of doing it. It's that
Yeah,
Zoom
there is.
program.
There
We'll figure it
Okay.
out. Yeah, it should be good though. But yes, it is a workbook. So you guys, it is designed to write in it too. So everyone who has a copy, you guys can, you journal, you take notes, you do the meditation, you dive inwards. How did it make you feel? What came up? What emotions were there? And then you write it all down so that if and when you go through the same page a second time, what emotions came up the next time? This is what the star people have guided me to do through my attachment release sessions, as well as learning to be an attachment release professional. It's expanded more than that because now I'm also doing imprinting. Imprinting, once again, when you are holding excitement, and it is of the highest degree, the star people have trained me to then energetically imprint people, places, things, but to do it in such a way where I'm not imprinting a specific emotional resonance. We shift people onto their highest potential timeline so that it's safer for them. I've had experiences where I energetically imprinted people with "you look amazing," but that one got me good. And then all of a sudden, the two separate people who looked amazing, they then turned around within the following months, and they started doing modeling pictures, and it was like, wow. So imprinting things is really something that each and every one of us will in time learn to do, because it's everything. I mean, just imagine for 1 second, sending love and bliss to the body. It imprints the body when you do it enough over and over and over again. Your body cells are going to hold that resonance, and it's going to start to reflect back at you bliss, which is a very high frequency. Now, the second that you get really excited and you send that bliss into the cells, it takes it and it's like times 10. So you can energetically cast all sorts of emotions or experiential imprints into the physical body, which then some of them manifest instantaneously. So it's very, very important to choose your words very wisely when we start to activate and access the imprinting systems. Yes. Thank you guys for coming. So thank you, Mary, so much. Thank you so incredibly much, dear star people, for joining us tonight on this
Yeah.
beautiful channeled session. Yes. You guys have a wonderful night. Thank you.
Good night.
Night.